We are here at the Outdoor Retailer, Salt Lake City, Utah. This is not Oregon, but this is the Outdoor Retailer event, okay? Hey, we are here. We're going to meet up with Pacsafe, and they are the leaders in anti-theft bags. Let's go check them out, learn more about them. Here we have Steve, we got Tom, and we got Kat. And we're at their booth, and we're going to be checking out their stuff today. They're going to be telling us all about what they have to offer. Tell us what you have here, like for somebody that doesn't know about you guys. Like, what do you guys offer?
So Pacsafe, you know, fantastic company with a real USP, founded 25 years ago. This year's our 25th birthday.
Wow.
Yes, founded by two really global travelers who did a lot of crossing the oceans with sailboats and everything, Rob and Magnus. And they came up with the idea to stay safe during your travel, that you don't have to think about your goods, your belongings, your bag, that you can just travel and this small little click in your brain you don't have to think about.
Yeah.
And this is what we do, and this is what we are good at. It's all based on all what we do. It always has to come together with we protect your bag, protect your belongings, and we protect your identity. And overarching the umbrella is also to protect our planet. So sustainability is for us very important because this is our playground. Because traveling, we need this planet to enjoy this planet, that this planet has a good future. And that's also a part of what we do. So all our products, including a special set of security features in different levels, the solutions are different to make just your trip easy and simple without thinking about that something happens to your content and to your bag. All this is combined in different categories of a traveler.
Tom was just showing me like the cool technology you have, and I can actually see it on this one right here.
Correct.
So for me, just looking at it, this looks like something that would be a carry-on.
Correct.
Like, is this like largest you can do that would fit on like most airlines, like budget?
Certification for carry-ons. We've kind of mastered that. You had a look at the EXP family earlier. We've had huge success there. There's definitely a demand for a more value price level. So we've come out with a 34 liter and a 44 liter.
Okay.
She tends to go towards the 34 liter just for the amount of weight to carry.
Okay.
And he can go to the 44
Gotcha.
to give it a bit more capacity for a little longer trip.
Have people been able to pass these off as like maybe a personal item too? Like
It's too big for a personal item on every aircraft. What's happening in our business is that people are kitting or modularly wearing product. So they'll buy a carry-on backpack, and then they'll buy something along the line of a crossbody or a sling, and they'll wear that front. So they'll have their personal belongings. It could be as much as in our Achiever category, which is kind of geared to our original subset of what Pacsafe was. They'll go to a sling, or a fanny pack.
Okay.
Or hip bag.
Or hip bag, yeah.
They'll wear two pieces. So as their personal piece, they'll have all their documents, a tablet in front of them, and they'll be wearing a backpack.
Okay. Can we check out? I'm really interested. Are these the exact same inside?
The exact same bag, just difference in liters.
I really like the colors. Like, I think I could do like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Our first innovation in this family, the Go family of product, was a docking station for the zipper. So you've seen a couple different other ideas.
Yeah.
This is a cute little idea to be able to lock down a zipper with an easy, but you still need two hands to operate it.
So there's no way I'm going like this.
It's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Without me noticing you pulling it on my back,
You jerk
pretty hard, right? You're jerking pretty hard.
There we go. But how are you supposed to do that safely?
Safely and easily.
You just squeeze
As an owner of the bag,
Yeah,
you just squeeze it open and slide the zipper across.
Okay. And this is just for like document, or what would you like, what would be ideal?
Could be an extra sweater, could be a newspaper if people still buy them.
Yeah.
Could be ticket books, etc.
Okay.
So you've got a padlock in here. You can put a padlock on the zipper here.
But you can't just go like this, right?
No, they can be opened right, but
this-
it's
okay,
designed to have a padlock on it.
Okay. This one is designed for a padlock.
Correct.
Okay.
And we have to cinch down. We're using compression straps, full pack. And now the idea behind this bag is you've got full capacity to pack like a regular wheeled suitcase. Yeah. Tie down straps. Again, your exo mesh is through the bag. You can actually feel it through the base there.
Too.
Right?
Oh my gosh, what's it called?
Exo mesh.
Like,
and again, you've got a top piece in here for sunglasses, your wallet, something quickly, and it has our RFID protection.
Okay.
So the RFID pouch for personal identification.
And that's big enough. Dude,
You
this
put
is cool. I love
passport.
the cam. That's
You
big enough
put your
for a passport.
absolutely
Okay.
wallet, credit cards, anything that has encrypted information, debit card, credit card, Nexus card, passport, global travel identification goes right in here.
Cool.
And that blocks radio waves from stealing a personal ID.
That.
You want to lock down your main body, and you don't want to go to the time of using a padlock. We just clip you in here. These kiss up. It's one of our original locking mechanisms to close the bag up. Okay?
Okay.
So this has a single stainless wire in it, wrapped in Dyneema. Dyneema is a flattened mountain climbing rope. So this is single steel wire in there, so you can't cut that in terms of a box cutter, cutting regular webbing. You'd have to saw on this to get through it, or use a bolt cutter.
Okay.
Another cool feature, locking down. This is one of our one of our very first technologies on locking down a bag. So this opens up and it locks over. You can't close it up. So the whole idea behind this, if you're at let's say you're on a train and you're having a snooze, you're hosteling across Europe, and you want to lock the bag down so it doesn't disappear on you. You take the bag, wrap it around the chair or a table leg. Where did I go? Right here. And again, it's a two-handed operation, so you're going to notice, hopefully, someone fiddling with what's going on. And the whole idea is giving it some security, sitting beside you. We do that on a lot of our bags to be able to give it some sort of security the bag doesn't walk away from you.
Yeah.
Beyond protecting your belongings inside, you're also protecting your bag.
So if I was a thief
And you're not.
and I come up on you and I see this, I'm gonna probably just move on.
It's obviously a deterrent immediately. Now, some of our identification is done quite subtly. If we go over to our Achievers family of products, that's on purpose for that more, the customer is wanting it to be more delicate and more, tone on tone. And this demographic that we're talking to, it's younger, they're traveling a little bit more open, they're in big environments and festivals, etc., concerts, and they're looking to have something that's visible to show the badging, and number two, to show that it's protected.
How long ago did they come up with this idea?
This family of goods have been around in various iterations for more than a dozen years now. It's still the mainstay of our business.
So these are your best sellers?
These are some of our best sellers.
Okay.
The Go family we just talked about has evolved, and along with the EXP, are both very new collections since the post-COVID shutdowns.
Okay.
And we had time in that period to redevelop and come up with some new groups.
Okay.
And since then, with the successes here, we've taken that and re-evolved this group once again. And it's basically part of that, what I was mentioning earlier, that kitting or modular wear. So they'll wear a 25, 26 liter pack, right?
Yeah.
And then they'll take our number one selling SKU in both dollars and units.
Really?
Really. Simple little sling, but the whole idea is to have all your documents. It doesn't matter what size.
Okay.
We go to a 2.5, we go to a 5, we go to a 9 liter size. We've even taken the original fanny pack or hip bag and extended the faces on those to be able to make it wear like a sling also.
Okay.
So you can wear it around the hip. So you're wearing a couple of bags. So your personal item, your carry-on item. Modular kitting, what I'm talking about, is actually happening. The consumer is shopping that way. To buy
Modular kitting?
Yeah, kitting or modular wear. They're wearing a carry-on pack and they're wearing their personal item. we evolved from being a company that had a couple of items.
Okay.
It was on the exterior of all your bags, or the Pacsafe you saw a little bit earlier with that exposed exomesh.
Yeah.
They took the technology and started building it into crossbody messengers, started putting it into hip bags in a group called Pacsafe LS.
Okay.
And Pacsafe has been around our group for about 14 years or so, and this is kind of the latest evolution of what we've done, and it's me called the V collection for next season. And we are carrying a variety of sizes, smaller and larger in guide bags or crossbodies, a variety of sizes in the hip or sling style, and then in packs.
So for me, like, I look at this bag and I think, oh, like, that's small. So what is the purpose of this? Like, is this like, if I'm like on a trip or something, like, this is something to just put my camera in? Or what is this designed for?
Great question.
You know?
So,
like,
guide bags are pretty popular to be multifunctional. One of an important piece on this one that we get talked about all the time is it has spot for a water bottle on the side as a smaller crossbody. I know the bag looks small, but
oh, it's stretchy. Okay, I'm like,
Correct.
that's what kind of water bottle you do?
it fits in.
But yeah, that does stretch.
We've
Okay.
got a hidden zipper close against your body for immediate access to some items that you feel maybe it's just your phone.
Okay.
So then we use our rhubar technology to keep the zippers locked. This is a mini rhubar. So you got kissing zippers that separate again or come together. The front side has significant organization. Again, an RFID pocket to protect your identity items.
Okay.
And then the main body, this is going to surprise you how much capacity it actually has.
Yeah, it looks actually, now that I'm looking at it, looks like a miniature backpack to me.
That's kind of
You
what
know
it
what I
is.
mean? Like,
But again, we've actually got a tablet holder inside. So you can actually get your tablet in here, organization pocket there, and it's a catch-all, sunglasses, sun
Okay.
lotion, bug spray.
okay,
those types of
so this is a really good day pack.
This is a cool,
guide.
everyday guide bag,
Okay.
for sure.
Guide bag. Okay.
So that's our 16-liter backpack.
16-liter backpack.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me see if I can figure this out.
Do it.
Man, I'm not a thief. Okay, so you slide that down. There we go. Okay. And then, okay, so they just like weatherproof, like, is there
Yes,
anything-
so that's a big statement in the industry right now. Waterproofing is a big story with
Yeah.
PFAS. We're PFAS free in all of our products in terms of fabrication. And we don't claim waterproofing, we claim water resistancy. We don't tape our seams or the zippers, but the fabrics all have a coating so that it does repel water. And on this particular group, as you move up in price point and then feature set, you have a double wire.
Is a double wire better than the single wire?
Absolutely.
I thought the single wire might just be bigger though too.
No, the single wire is the same dimension. It's just a more expensive process to build this double wire. And for the consumer that's looking for the ultimate or more security, that's what we're offering here.
And then you got this.
And then we have our pop and lock system. Again, it's a turn to lock it, and then you depress it to release it. And again, that's to go around your table leg, your chair, to keep the bag secure from walking away.
Okay, I'm gonna try it out. Okay.
Now depress it.
Oh, you have to press it on
You have to press on top of that. You have to use two hands, always.
So
someone's got to fiddle.
I'm so confused. I'm like,
And frustrated, so you're moving on. Also padlock.
I would just be like that. Like,
If you want to leave this at the pool, you're going in for a quick dip, or you're out surfing one day, or you're on the train having a nap. You want to leave the bag securely, put a padlock on there also.
That's so cool.
Against your body, another hidden zipper. If you've got some sensitive documents you want with
Okay.
you. And of course, everything fits over a trolley on the handle for a luggage, for a carry-on wheel
That's
piece.
awesome. So this is like the original-ish.
Correct.
With more improvements, right? Oh man.
Again, we started off with a couple of items. Robin Magnus showed up at OR show one day with an exterior cage, and that was how they penetrated the marketplace. And then they came over the line of travel safes, and then they came out with some very basic square bags that were
An exterior cage, so that mesh that you have inside, it went like over.
and we still
the
sell
back.
that. We carry it in 3 sizes to this day.
Oh my God.
And it's still to lock down on boats or in hostels if you want to lock down a pack that's not ours, or you want to lock down a duffel bag.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So yeah, so where can we get this? Like, what are your available avenues to
Well,
get
we've
your
been pretty
product?
fortunate within the travel goods and luggage channels of retail brick and mortar. We've got great support and a number of retailers nationally. Many have their own website that they cater to the consumer, for the consumer that wants to shop online. We've got good partnerships equally in the outdoor industry, outdoor sporting goods stores, and of course at Pacsafe.com if you want to have a look at it, the complete range. But if you want to touch and feel and experience what Pacsafe really is in person in a brick and mortar stores, another great option. So we have online, we have luggage and travel goods stores, and we have the outdoor retail business.
That's awesome.
And our business is split about equally amongst that, which is pretty fortunate.
And what do you guys see like for the future of Pacsafe? Like,
we've got some pretty good ideas coming for the future. A couple new exciting things to launch next spring. The evolution of the carry-on piece of the business and the modular kitting of people wearing, a front or a side bag that they can convert as their backpack for the day, but they're also using a carry-on backpack or a carry-on wheel piece. So there's some evolution coming from us, and we're quite excited about it actually.
What's your background? How did you get involved with the whole luggage industry?
It's interesting.
Interesting. In general, and then how did you end up here at Pacsafe?
So we initially came down. We got into the luggage industry by accident. We were sporting goods reps, multi-line sporting goods reps, and a friend of ours managed the Skyway luggage brand back in the 80s and 90s in Canada. And he needed some help in Eastern Canada, and at a sales meeting we both shared a brand with, said, hey, I could use a bit of help. How'd you feel about selling bags? I went, well, I don't know anything about it, but I can learn. I'm still young. And
this is how old when you're saying you're still young?
Because I'm not still young. That would have been about 30 years ago, actually.
30 years ago.
I don't have the exact date in the top of my head when we started in the luggage business, but it's about 30 years ago. So we sold wheeled bags for a long time and in our sporting goods business. And partway through that, I met a fellow that joined the Skyway company, and he ended up becoming the sales manager at Pacsafe. And he thought they needed some more help in Canada and recruited us to join them. And that would have been about 18 years ago now.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we went with Pacsafe for a long time. 14 years in Canada exclusively, and then the last 4, so 18 total in all of North America. And Pacsafe's become our passion as you met some people, as we got involved in the company, the ownership team, the management team, and it's been a pretty fun ride.
So tell me about your observation, the evolution of travel. A lot has happened. Wheels on luggage has happened over the past 30, 40 years, right? Travel has changed now with a lot of regulations and compliant things that we have to do, especially with gear. What are some of the trending things or topics that you've seen change in the travel goods space?
I think the biggest evolution I've seen change has been the amount of demand for carry-on specific products. Carry-on, whether it's wheeled, and now with a younger demographic that's, post-COVID certainly busting at the seams to get everywhere in the world as fast as they can. And not all of them want to carry a wheeled piece of bag. So we developed our carry-on groups beyond what we did in our other business or other groups that, were travel security bags. But the carry-on piece, especially being carried as opposed to wheeled, has evolved very quickly in the last 30 months.
And one thing that I've observed is that the technology that has now been incorporated with travel. Some people incorporating that into the gear. You've done it a little differently.
Correct. There's been a lot of technological advancements in gear. Some of it using battery operated or even charging materials inside of bags. We took a route without having to add anything to track your bag. We chose to go with the route of having your bag not leaving your body, not leaving your chair, not leaving your table.
I'd much rather have that.
Right? It's with you. It's not because you're not searching for it.
Yeah. If I can follow on an app, there's my bag across the city,
That's not that, and your wallet and your passport in it. That's not doing you any good, really, is it? So we chose a path of let's keep the belongings on you, with you, and not away from you.
Yeah, that's better than any
and locking it down is kind of the story we've come down with.
That's cool.
So protecting you've heard the story. Protect your valuables, protect your belongings, which is the bag, protect our planet with our sustainability story. We've really, and that's the other piece, I guess, that beyond technological advancements, the sustainability story is relevant. And the nice thing about being involved with Pacsafe is that we started this years before it was fashionable to do so, and before others wanted to do so.
Yeah.
We've been doing this now for a long time, to the point where we've evolved that our entire collection's from sustainable fabrics, and ultimately we're working on one group that the whole bag's upcyclable. When the world is ready for that, the market's ready for that, we've got a group that we haven't even shown you yet, that's all but 3 components are from recycled materials.
Wow.
So, and that ultimately our goal is to make that bag 100% upcyclable, so it becomes a full circular. So that's probably the most, I guess that's the next evolution of what I see people doing with bag, whether it's a wheeled bag, whether it's a carried bag. Protecting our planet, because we've got lots to protect.
Does when you go with those recycled materials, does that compromise the quality of your product at all?
Great question, because initially when recycled materials came out, it was, ooh, is it strong? Is it durable? How is it going to wear? And you know, as technology advanced in fabric development, we've worked with a limited number of partners, because what we do is kind of special, and it doesn't impact any quality feature. In fact, we won't even put it in the bag, because part of the sustainability story is we want people to use bags for everyday use and longer use, instead of putting it in a landfill. So part of our story and sustainability, beyond how we build the bag, is that we've developed bags that last and last and last, and they're not in landfill years before they should be. That's a big part of sustainability no one's talking about.
Yeah, a lot of people are using materials that are recycled, but really the best part is just don't throw it in the landfill.
Don't throw it in the landfill if you can help it, right?
Yeah,
So
good.
So that I see as the next, beyond what technology's out there, the next evolution of our business is how are we taking care of what we live in, where we live.
Your company, I mean, does it have a home? Like, what did you guys do?
Well, we have a home-ish.
Yeah.
So we're a Hong Kong-based brand.
Are the guys from Hong Kong?
No, they're 2 Australian fellas.
Australian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rob Schlipper and Magnus McGlashan. And they were boaters back in the day. They were moving boats around the world.
Like not sailboats?
Sailboats, power boats. Yes, they were young guys.
What do you mean moving them? Like
for wealthy owners, and people needed their boat captaining around the world.
They were transporting them. Hey, we need to get this boat from here to here. Can you do it for us?
And they had some product disappear off a boat one day, a duffel bag beer. And then Rob created that exomesh cage we talked about because of his engineering background and his inventing background. Magnus ran the business side of it on a more everyday basis, and they invented one item to secure bags down in a hostel, on a boat, etc. And then the company just evolved into building bags. But,
oh my God!
I love how innovation happens out of
and that was 25 years ago. This year,
Years ago.
So and they're still the owners of the company. They're still involved, but they're Australian gentlemen that were expats living in Hong Kong, have settled there. Built a pretty cool company and culture, and we've expanded globally. You met Tom before.
Yes.
Tom runs our business globally from basically a sales standpoint and production, and we have some employees in North America that work all remotely.
So like Kat that we met, she's in Vancouver.
Vancouver, Washington. She initially started pre-COVID, when we had a brick and mortar office, showroom, etc.
Where was that at?
In Seattle, downtown Seattle. Yeah. And some tough travel times. No one bought bags for a couple years, right? Like 0 bags.
How did you guys weather that storm?
You know what? It was challenging and tough. We made some tough decisions on a facility that we lived in and worked out of. That closed. We were in third-party warehousing, so that didn't really impact us other than having to store goods and finance them in the warehouse for a couple of years. All of our staff went remotely. We're fortunate we've got some fantastic people, and it's continued forward that way. Yeah, it's been a great story. We've been lucky to have some good people.
And during that slowdown, you guys, that's when you guys introduced the Go-Getter brand. What was that series called?
So it's called the Go Collection.
The Go?
The Go, G-O.
G-O,
Go
collection.
Go
Okay.
collection.
Got it.
So what we did was basically took that 2 years hiatus, and fortunately the company was in a pretty good position financially because we've been pretty responsible. And the ownership team decided to do some more development and didn't stop developing. And they saw an opportunity that when travel would roar back at some day, we'd have a collection to tell that story. It would be a younger demographic, some color stories. We showed you kind of a gender neutral story with color palettes that the consumer could decide if they wanted to wear a mint green or a rose color or a slate or a black. But the bags were all generically built. And that was a pretty big success for us.
Okay.
And that was kind of at a more opening price point to introduce Pacsafe to a whole other generation of travelers, that millennial traveler.
Okay.
Because we weren't talking to that consumer
Yeah.
previously. We just weren't. And not that well anyways. Our demographic was, people that have achieved things, they've got some equity, they've been able to travel the world, and that's when the pack that I'm carrying, that 16-liter commuter, and there's a few other bags that you saw in the MetroSafe series. We knew there was a demand to be above that too, with more maximums for that adventure, that true adventure traveler. And that's how EXP got developed in that same timing. So we opened up a more opening price point, and then went to the pinnacle of almost luxury premium product with ultimate securities.
I really appreciate the details to everything that you've put into the bag, from the RFID to the fabric that you're using, where it's like non-cutting fabric, to the zippers, to the double zippers. What are they?
Tough zip.
Tough zip, and then the kissing zipper. Every detail is very deliberate and specific and designed with purpose. Whereas other safe products or bags that it's a strap with a cable.
Yeah.
Right?
Fair comment.
Or the zipper is just locked.
Fair comment. And again, there's some value in those features.
Yeah,
Those competitors do have. But when you're the innovator of the category, we're fortunate that Magnus was able to, and Rob were able to garner a team in Hong Kong of engineering people and maintain that group together. And that's all they work on, is that hardware, the IP, the technology that's patentable. Again, with real purpose.
Yeah.
And if you notice, a lot of the different hardwares are specific to certain collections, so they fit within that family of product.
Yeah,
it doesn't look awkward on the goods.
And I mention it because it goes into the thoughtful design process, where you're not just throwing things in there. It's testing, and I imagine it's testing. It's getting used.
It's getting a lot of testing.
A lot of feedback.
Yes.
Before it goes to market. So it's not just, let's see if this works. No, it works.
It works.
I love the thoughtfulness behind that.
Well, again, if it doesn't work, then we're contributing to the waste in the environment.
Right.
So it's got to work out of the gates when it comes to, because we want to make that statement. You're buying the bag to use for years.
Yeah.
So it doesn't go to landfill, or it doesn't just get passed on and left sitting on a shelf. It's using for a purpose.
The ideal consumer for this product would be, give me the persona.
I think it's right for every consumer, quite frankly. And by us changing our development process and our design to start accommodating other age groups or other demographics, we're now making bags that people want to carry every day, not just for travel. Because travel's not just going on a vacation.
Exactly.
Travel's going to work. Travel's going on a subway. Travel's going on a...
That's true.
It's more than a vacation.
Eating lunch in a city.
Eating lunch at a cafe where you've seen someone get a bike stolen on the street, and you're hanging onto your bag beside you, not enjoying your lunch or your beer anymore. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. If you care about what you're carrying, this is the product.
Good point. I think everybody cares about what they're carrying.
Yeah.
It's a matter of understanding, how do I protect it?
Yeah.
Everybody's got a phone on them. They've got some sort of technology. They might have a document. They might be carrying a tablet, a PC. I think it's worth all protection.